I was married, and when I was on my way to Iraq, my wife actually found a lump in her breast. Turned out that that lump was cancerous, so they pulled me back, and I then spent the next 6 years taking care of my wife. Third day of chemo was always her worst day. But after 3 days of nausea and sometimes extreme vomiting, she wouldn't have any energy left. I created something that was a pancake that was in alignment with something called BRAT, bananas, rice, apples, and toast. And with that BRAT compliant pancake, she was able to, if she was only able to hold down 2 bites of it, she would get some sustenance from it. At the same time that that was happening, my mom was battling HIV. I brought her up to Alaska, and I saw that my mom had this tackle box of pills. I looked at it and saw what I could replace with spices or ingredients. After tinkering around for a while, I eventually came up with a chicken breading that I then opened a restaurant called Waffles and Whatnot.
Wow.
And I took that pancake recipe that I had made for my wife and for my mom, and then the chicken batter mix that I had made for my mom, along with the macaroni and cheese recipe and a sauce that goes on the side of it. And that turned that whole thing into a business. Life didn't happen to you, it happened for you. If you learn to change your perspective on the things, the experiences of your life, then you can begin to realize that they happened for you. How can you use them as fuel? How can you use those as the foundation to stand on and propel you forward?
And those listening right now, what is your message for the younger generation trying to find their voice, trying to find their path today in 2025, sir?
Well, like I said, I told you earlier that I wasn't a religious guy. I'm a spiritual guy. And I think that I can suggest to any young individuals to get in touch with your spirituality. Follow your spirit. Understand? Don't let anyone lead you, let your spirit lead you in terms of what's right, what's wrong, what you should step up for, what you should step down for. Don't let them lead you with this, don't let them lead you with that. Let your spirit lead you. You understand? Because a lot of people will tell you that, man, you're going about things the wrong way, you shouldn't do that. And, you know, and I say this because over the years, you know, relative to black on black, me with black people. Over the years, I've had to deal with jealousy and envy. And then I had to deal with in between those two, why? Why would you be jealous of me or envious of me when I've come to you with my palms up? I've done everything in my life to try and support us as black people. Why would you be envious and jealous of me? And then, you know, after a while, you know, the spirit come to me and tell me, say, John, it's not that people don't have love and respect for you. It's the fact that a lot of them brown-nosed. You know what it is to brown-nose?
What does that mean?
In other words, they succumbed to what white people's demands were. You know, they didn't think for themselves. You know, I'm going to give up my soul, so to speak. I'm a brown-nose. And they brown-nosed, and then here, time is going by, and they realize that I can get all this butt kissing, and I don't have anything to show for it. Here's an individual that stood strong to his beliefs. He's living better than me, he's healthier than me, he got more money in the bank than me, so I'm jealous of him.
Wouldn't have been able to go to in 1968. So in terms of access, in a lot of ways we have access. What bothers me is the value system, okay? Now I'm gonna get a little controversial here and some people might disagree with me, but you know, until we as a community start valuing education as much as we value somebody being able to run a football or shoot a basketball or dance or entertain, then we're gonna always be behind, right? Because the bottom line is this: if our young people are not able to read, write, and comprehend by the end of their third grade year, fourth grade year at the most, then they've already lost. Because now you're playing catch up, and the curriculum fundamentally changes anyway after fourth grade. That's what people don't understand. Most people that don't work in K-12 education don't understand that the curriculum fundamentally changes from learning to read to reading to learn.
Wow.
And if you didn't get the learning to read part, you've already lost. Because now that gap that's like that achievement gap that's like that becomes like this, like this, like this, like this. Because education is a ladder to climb.
Yes.
and you can't skip steps.
No, you can't.
Right?
Right.
And so until we really make a focus on making sure that Jamal and Cindy and Susie know how to read, write, and comprehend, right? And we know that they can do it because if you give them a rap song, they can sing it verbatim. Hello?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So we already know that they have the capacity. This is not a capacity issue. This is a value issue.
I don't really have like a person that I do it for. I think it's more so like proving to myself that I can do it. Something that I say to myself a lot when I'm like about to do something new. Like I was saying this a lot to myself last night before going in. I can do hard things. Like that's one of my favorite affirmations is getting up and doing things that most people aren't willing to do and that are scared to do. And if I can do this one thing, I can do the next thing.
Give yourself that grace to go travel. And also you can start small. You don't have to jump on a plane and go halfway across the world. You could start in your hometown by doing a staycation. You can start by going to the next town, like a road trip. Just those little things that you can do to give yourself that more confidence to do things on your own. Do that.
Now, to get to your question, what would I say to a young buck coming up? You know, I would say, like, go hard. Go hard. And when you think you're going hard, go harder. Like, you don't want to be regretful. If you want to do something, just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about traveling earlier. Just do it, man. Like, literally don't let nobody's stereotypes hold you back. Don't let people's doubts hold you back. Fear kills more dreams than anything, man. And I'm always an advocate of, like, jumping into those fears. So I would tell a young buck, jump into your fears and see what's on the other side of that. And I guarantee you're going to be scared for maybe a cool 5 seconds. And after that, you're going to feel so liberated. And then you're going to want to do it again and again. And all of a sudden, you're building your own business. All of a sudden, you're building your own schools. All of a sudden, you're building your King County executive Gramai Zahala. You know, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, you're putting yourself in a position where, you know, where you want it to be. And you have yourself to thank for that. You know what I mean? So I would just say go hard, you know, don't be regretful, and don't give two fucks about what anybody's saying. Like, who cares? We're in a weird space in the world right now.
Yeah.
So they don't care. So why the fuck should we care? They changed the rules, right? Yeah. So, okay, cool. If that's the rule, those are the rules. These are the rules. I'm just playing by the rules. But don't get mad when I play better than you. Don't get upset when I take these rules you changed and I play better than you. So I would tell that young buck, study the rules, study the game to where you can create your own rules. Play the rules, play by the game first. Play the game well enough to where you can make your own rules. You know what I mean? Live by your own creed.
Come on.
And ultimately, you know, that's what I try to do every day is study the rules, study the game to where I can just make my own rules now.
It always sounds very cliche, but it's real. You do have to pray. Doesn't matter like your religious beliefs. You just have to pray. And I would also say enjoy your seasons. When you're 33, you're gonna really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 33 is my best year. That's Jesus year, yeah.
Yeah.
But just enjoy the seasons. Always pray, or you can even just say, just thank you when you wake up, and thank Him when you go to bed.
I would start off with saying embrace all the emotions that come with it. You know, like the ups and downs. You got to embrace all that stuff because you got to realize it's part of the journey. Like, you know, you might start something and it's like exciting and stuff at the beginning and it's like everything's going good. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then you hit a roadblock, you know what I mean? And then you're like, your first instinct is going to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. I don't know. This might be a little too, you know, too much or whatever. But it's like, nah, man, like that's a part of it. Yeah. Like, it's cool. Just see it through. You know what I mean? So, you know, like all of us, man, just even in life in general, we're going to hit like a roadblock. And it's like, what are you going to do? You can't just like, you know, you can't just go in the fetal position and just, you know, you got to like really like face it, you know what I mean? And just embrace it and just know that it's like, it's part of your story. Like everything that's coming up is like, you're building that as part of your story. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just take the steps, man. See it through. You'll be good, you know? Yeah. So that's my advice. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, no, that's great advice. I think to add on to that, I would say just believe in yourself first off. You know, I think it's tough, man. Sometimes people, like you said, they have a vision for how they think things are supposed to go, and you can't be too attached to what you think, the way you think things are supposed to go, because it's not realistic in a way. And I'm someone who really tries to really maintain my connection with the universe and like kind of be present and not go against that. And so I think you have to be present in what you're doing and believe in where you're at right now, even if it's not where you want to be. Where you're at is where you need to be.
Yeah.
No matter where it's at.
That's
right?
a fact.
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be. Yeah. Where you're at is where I heard someone say, be where your feet are at, pretty much.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I say that to say, because you can't foresee how things are going to result or turn out. So my best advice is just believe in yourself and be where your feet are at, but work hard. I mean, yeah, you could say the cliche things like work hard and all that. That's inevitable, right? But as long as you're understanding like why you're doing what you're doing, be very real about that, and give yourself grace too along the way.
There's a lot to that.
Yes, sure is.
It was a loaded question. I know.
No, it really isn't. I think one of the roadblocks, at least from my perspective, like I said, the people that I grew up, my elders, there was a sense of commonality, even though they would disagree with each other sometimes, and one guy'd be over here and one guy'd be over there. But in the end, the common good was we have got to change things so that there is more equity, there is more chances to be part of this work. And it took a while, but that's one of the things that I want to see begin to happen here, is see you playing into the advisory boards and all of that, to actively go and look for people to be part of that, to be in that situation that someday they will take public office, see, and be part of this whole decision making and actively impacting things that happen here. That's the key.
That's good.
Skip went deep with his response, so I'll go higher, and maybe we'll end on a joyful note, because that's part of the one city piece too. Like, all of this should be leading to joy, and we might feel far from joy at times right now, but really, like, while we're here, we're with each other, being seen, being heard, being loved, and feeling joy, I think, is part of our work, and we all own that work. And I do think the city has an important role in connecting us. I think of our investment in downtown sounds. You know, we close a couple blocks, 5 or 6
Love downtown
nights.
sounds.
Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
It's free, it's accessible, one nation under groove, one city under groove kind of concept, right? And so I think the city has important work in creating those moments too, where we can come together and just be joyful. And I think that is part of what
That's
strengthens the fabric of community.
What these books are, what these books mean to you, why you brought them here today, and kind of the impact that you want to leave and share with the audience.
Well, these books here are books that are very important to me, that I read to be able to keep a grasp of what we're facing. So this book here is the history and scientific of psychology. So this is the history of how psychology started. Psychology just been around for 100 years. And then the other book here is the history of art of the free people. So basically, this book speaks on how the modern day Western colonizer implemented a new country in a new world. And then Then I have here the Western business law. It's really important that every person study law. This is the reason why they're able to oppress us. Law. This is the reason why they treat us as subject. Law. Law is something they should teach in law, and credit should something to teach in high school. Mandatory.
Yeah.
You should not be able to come out of high school without taking a law class or a credit class. But
Yeah.
that's different.
Yeah. Thankfully, we have Google these days,
Google,
to
yeah,
help us out a little bit. But
And then we have here the Britannica World Language Edition of the dictionary. Right?
Okay.
This is the old actual edition. The new Oxford edition is rewritten so many times, and
Yeah.
then this is the actual book that I can go back and find certain words. And then I have the Hallelujah Bible here, which is the Hebrew book of the first 39 books of the Bible. I have in here, and also I have which is the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And then the New Testament isn't there because it's a newer version of it. But
sure. What advice would you give to the younger generation, to people like myself, to people younger than me, that are on the come up in the world, that are pursuing whatever they want to pursue? It could be entrepreneurship, it could be whatever. To all Black people around the world, what advice would you give them? How to recognize and tap into their history and their identity and who they are and where they really come from. Because I remember that conversation we had. I mean, I left, again, with a pep in my step because I was just more confident about, thinking about my lineage. So what advice would you give to both the younger generation and to all Black people around the world?
My suggestion and advice to the people of the world is to put the Spirit in front of everything you're doing. Do not lean on your own understanding. Do not lean on your own counsel. Find the Spirit within you. Fast. Speak to God like you speak to the rest of your friends. Build that relationship. Right? And word, sound is power. Word, sound is power. The way you speak to yourself, don't speak down on yourself. Speak up to yourself. Because most of our race, because of the oppression and the misinformation we've been given, I've been bombarded with oppressive language, with oppressive way of thinking, right? And we have to change that by the way we speak to ourselves. So that'll be the number one thing that I would suggest. Don't believe, no.
Don't believe, but no.
Yeah. Do you believe you can walk?
Absolutely.
No. You don't believe you can walk.
I know I can walk. I got it. I got you. I got you now.
You see it?
Yeah.
There's
a difference.
It's a difference, right? And there's one more story before I go that the Creator taught me, and this is how everything. This is how I started learning everything very easy. A baby learns to creep, crawl, get up, fall, walk 2 steps, fall again, get up, fall, till I start to walk. Do you think about walking?
No.
Why? Second nature.
Second nature.
So the more you apply yourself to something, guess what's going to happen? The better you're going to become at it. So be disciplined in your doings. And whatever you program yourself to do, that's what you're going to end up being good at, no matter what you do. Because whatever you put your time into, that's the result that you're going to get.
Wow.
I mean, it's the same one that I think has helped me propel through, push through a lot of this stuff. Is your heart in it? Your heart's got to be in it completely. It's got to be something that you get really excited about. It's something that you're passionate about. It's not something that tomorrow it changes and it's like, oh no, I'm not too excited about that. But it's truly something that you're passionate about. and then put the work in around that thing. You know, what is it and how is it going to operate? And, you know, I almost look to people that are going to say no to it, think about what they would say. You know, you already know, like, there's a skeptical person, you know, you bring them something, it's like, you know they're going to say no. That's a perfect person to almost bring it to, and then let them shoot it down, but take all those reasons that they're shooting it down and go answer those things so that you have, like, a solid plan.
What advice would you give to the younger generation?
I'm gonna tell him exactly what my OG to this day tells me when I still call that man. Yeah. Keep living. You'll figure it out. Literally. Because sometimes people want you to give so much, but it's when you just listen to the very little thing and you take the smallest thing out of it. That's what the younger generation, that's really what I want to give them. Keep living and just do it to the best, to the most fun, to the most reckless. Just live. Just keep living. That's really all I gotta tell you.
To any youth out there that wants to get into the arts, I think the number one thing you have to really invest in is communication, right? Like, you know, ultimately where I'm at right now in life and the way I'm able to articulate myself and communicate with different people and different backgrounds, not only just the arts, but just in everyday conversations, you know, it started with years and years and years of repetition. Right, and we're talking about whether if it's journaling or writing or therapy, different exercises. Like, I'm a firm believer of evolving, right? And I don't see myself doing photography forever, right? Just like how I wasn't working in IT forever, or how I wasn't playing basketball forever when I thought I was going to the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the act of evolving and always challenging yourself and growing. And putting yourself in uncomfortable situation takes a high level of self-awareness and maturity that I didn't always have. Like, this isn't the version of Binyam that was this in my 20s or when I was younger than that. You know what I mean? It's years of understanding yourself and seeing what the type of man that I wanted to be. And you know, if you have mentors, amazing. If you don't, try to find someone that looks like you or used to be like you when they were younger and ask them very intentional questions.
I would say just do it. Not to quote Drake, but you know what? Drake can be a goat sometimes, but he said, Nike don't pay me to tell you just do it. They pay me to show you I do it again. And that quote is a quote or a song lyric that always sticks with me, and I always go back to it because just do it is literally the only reason why Nike is $1 billion company, actually, because their clothes look just like Adidas. They didn't do anything special. They didn't make this amazing new thing, you know. They just decided that they were going to tell people to just do it. And the power behind that mission statement is so, like, there's nothing like it. And that's why it's checks over stripes all the time, because that's the advice that I would say. As far as lack of resources, no such thing. Not in 2025, not in the digital era. I was making content by myself from my bedroom. I scaled my TikTok to over 100K followers completely alone. No videographer, no photographer, no nothing. Like, I didn't have a team behind me. I just was consistent and I niched into what I wanted to niche in about, and I just did it. I woke up every single day and I said, I'm going to show up for my audience. And I'm gonna do it. Like, people always ask me, like, oh my God, you have so many followers. Like, how'd you get this many followers? And I just did it. Like, you just have to choose that you're worthy and that you're special. Mm-hmm. We're all special, you know. Yeah. So we all have something different to offer, and that's what the advice I would give to all creatives is start thinking you're the shit.
Facts.
Yeah, like, just start walking around like you are it. Like, and nobody could tell me nothing. Like, you gotta walk around like you Kanye.
Yeah, facts. And that's like, to piggyback off that, the advice I would give to the youth is the same advice I would give to myself, if my younger self, is it's okay to be delusional. It's okay to have these wild ideas or to look at yourself in such a high performing way. It's okay. Yeah. Don't let anybody diminish you though. Mm-hmm. Don't let people make you feel like you're small. Mm-hmm. Don't allow that to happen, right? Because people will do that on a day-to-day basis for the rest of your life.
They'll never stop.
They'll never stop. It'll keep happening every single day, and it's up to you to reshape your mindset and to say, I can do it and I will do it. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. You're gonna think like that. You just have to go for it. Execute. There's no such thing as a bad idea. There's bad execution.